All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless me here talking real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you, just like me. All right, look out because here comes Landfall. It's Landfall and their album Elevate. My buddy Guy Oliver, you can call him Guy Oliver if you want to do the American version. It's like Sage or Surge, like the laundry detergent. Anyway, does anybody get the movie reference there? Probably not. So this sounds like Mr. Big, Journey, Sammy Hagar, and some progressive rock elements thrown in. So it's the kitchen sink. Hence, Landfall. Here they come. By the way, Guy Oliver, or Guy Oliver, he is known as the Brazilian Steve Perry. Yeah, it's true. In fact, if I say, it's kind of like saying Beetlejuice. If I say Steve Perry, Steve Perry, Steve Perry, well, I have to keep saying it. I get 1 million views on a video. So I'm going to have to try that trick. I could break the algorithm, break the curse. Okay, let me shift gears. Modern Retro Radio, a radio station that's not cursed. They're online, modernretrofm.com. They will play new stuff by classic artists, so you got to go and listen to Modern Retro Radio. Now, on to this goofy Motley Crue story, okay? Now, it's not enough that they're celebrating the Year of the Devil this year, right? That's what we need. We need to celebrate the devil. Motley Crue's Nikki Sixx reveals in a new interview that the band was just as surprised as anyone when their guitarist and co-founder Mick Mars left, while they were still touring with Def Leppard. They go on to say, we never saw it coming. Incredible. Anyway, he told this guitar publication in the middle, not even the middle of a huge tour, we had to ask ourselves, do we want to let the fans down? Do we want to let Def Leppard down? Do we want to let ourselves down because an original member of our band can't tour anymore? We had to have a deep, deep look into what we were doing. Okay, they had to have a deep, deep look in, we signed contracts and there's a lot of money at stake here. So we need to bring in John Five. In the end, they hired former Rob Zombie guitarist John Five, who they had a previous relationship with, calling the decision a no-brainer in a horrible situation. They had no idea that Mars was unhappy. Nikki Sixx says bringing John aboard was just kind of obvious. If there was the guy, John was the guy, he said. Like I said, we didn't choose this. No, you didn't choose it at all because you treated Mick Mars so well. They didn't choose it, but since we had to be put in this position, okay, so they were put in such a horrible position. I mean, it's crazy. Their millions were in jeopardy for like an hour and a half. They made a phone call to John Five, who of course took the gig. If I were John Five, I would have taken the gig too. I mean, he might be the only guy on stage playing his instrument. I don't know. In any event, they were very happy with where they were at that moment, but putting John Five in there just made things better. Of course, the drama didn't exactly end there. Mars sued Motley Crue over a financial disagreement and suggested that they'd been pushing him out for years. He also accused them of playing to backing tracks at shows, a claim that members of Motley Crue have denied. Interesting because I watched a video. Yes, it was circulating around YouTube, where at one concert in particular, the drums started before Wonder Boy bathroom selfie Tommy Lee got behind the drums. The drums started before he did. How is that possible? It just isn't. So there's a good chance they're getting some help. In fact, it's almost certain they're getting some help. How is Vince Neil going to continue doing this when He sounds like he's sucking on a helium balloon most of the time. I mean, this is just getting comical. Look, you know what my solution is? Retire. Or bring, you know what? Bring John Corabi back. Bring in somebody who sounds, do an audition, say, hey, we need a band that can sound and play like the Motley Crue of 1990. All right? Minus the motorcycle accidents and the car crashes and everything else. Maybe we need just a new, fresh approach to Motley Crue, and we'll oversee it. The old band will oversee it. All kinds of allegations that these guys, Nikki Sixx, I think, weren't there allegations, or aren't they still out there, that he couldn't play bass? That he couldn't play, and he was just kind of faking it, or I don't know. Maybe they had a bass. They had to have a bass track. Something was going on, and people are just like, yeah, man, I'm lined up for those Motley Crue tickets. Def Leppard and Motley Crue. And Def Leppard, come on, guys. Come on. Def Leppard is a quality organization. You would think, but they're all going on name ID. How many tickets can we sell? Def Leppard, Motley Crue, that sounds really big. Def Leppard has such a great catalog of music to choose from. And Motley Crue, it's whatever. And remember, folks, they are celebrating the year of the devil, celebrating 40 years, plus I think 1 or 2, I mean, I don't know. I think it's longer than 40, but the point being is that it's been 40 years since Too Devilish to Fall in Love came out, whatever it's called. I did a video on that. My brain is just not functioning properly at this moment, but I can tell you it's been a long time, right? Motley Crue, they've been around for a very long time. Everybody knows it. And I'm thinking that they're getting some help out there. And I have to believe that they weren't shocked. They weren't devastated when Mick Mars said, gee, I don't want to be around you guys anymore. Mick Mars said, and I believe this, that nobody really spoke to him. Like he was a loner in the band. And if you look at the way he looks compared to everybody else, Mick Mars is like a goth guy in Motley Crue, and they're all just glammed out, sleazed out, and they look, again, like they just crawled out of 1988, and that's fine. But the point is, they didn't bond with him. He had nothing in common with them. He played guitar, whereas they didn't play their stuff. At least they didn't play it consistently, right? So anyway, folks, I don't buy it. Like, they were shocked. This is a narrative. Bands, I've been behind the scenes with many band dramas in the last number of years, and there are competing narratives, even with old bands where it seems like everything is cool. Like, they don't want you to know that they have 0 original members, because the fans keep showing up. So if you talk about the fact that there's this other band out there that is ticked off that this current band has taken the name and they're doing all this stuff and they're pretending like there's nothing to see here. It's our legacy. We're just continuing on that old legacy, and we're making it better because, we're here now and those old guys aren't. And that's the narrative. It's not much of a narrative. And I think telling the truth is very effective most of the time. People are forgiving too. If they still want to show up and see the show, they will, because they're like, I don't really care who's in the band. And there are a lot of people that disagree with me on that. And that's why I say with Motley Crue, just retire. That's how you do it, or replace. And if the replacements don't work out, which I can't see why they wouldn't, because you could have stronger players at each position, right? Not just sitting there pretending that you're playing drums or pretending you're playing bass or singing into some device, which is going to, auto-tune your voice and bring it to where it was in 1989. It just, okay. That's it, folks. That's all I need to say. I realize that at some point I'm just kind of babbling. Landfall, Elevate, this is great stuff. And a lot of people, believe it or not, there are a few people that like what I do, and they thank me. They say, I wouldn't have known about any of this music if you didn't tell me about it. So here's Landfall. For the ladies, the guy, see him right there, kind of in the middle with the black and the his neck exposed to the world. That is my buddy Guy Oliver. Okay, he and I share some of the same genetics. I don't know what happened with me, but obviously it worked out for him. So thanks for watching, folks. Please subscribe to the channel. That helps me. And watch the videos. That also helps me. God bless you. God bless the world completely. And God save the world. That's it.